on, everybody? My name is Donnie. I've lived in Laramie all my life. I was raised in a Christian church. I was brought up Methodist. My parents were the type of parents to make their kids go to church every Sunday, get all dressed up, suit and tie. I mean, you had to be ready to enter the presence of God looking good, man. You know, it was a big ordeal every week. As time went on, I got a little older and I started to realize that I was seeing a lot of things in the church that I didn't agree with. There was a lot of people who were talking a really big game on Sunday morning and then we're backing down on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. They were saying one thing with their mouth and then they were walking out the door and they were not being the Christians they were preaching about. I had a role model growing up that I recently found out was cheating on his wife the whole time he was talking to me about Jesus. There was a couple people who you'd see walking down the street and they'd kind of glance right through you like you didn't even exist until you saw them again on Sunday, and then it was all smiles and hugs. So I got a little angry with God and a little angry with God's followers and kind of went my own direction. I got pretty heavy into drugs and alcohol and women and rock and roll. I mean, I was living the degenerate lifestyle. I thought partying was the answer, and you know, you come to find out after a little while that when you're partying and you still feel that hole in your soul, there's something more missing, and maybe you're missing out on something in life. So I kind of shoved that to the side anyway. You know, I figured I wasn't partying hard enough. Had to fill the hole some other way. So I just kept searching. You know, I searched everywhere, and I wasn't coming up with any answers, and life was pretty frustrating, pretty depressing. It wasn't where I wanted to be. I got married, loved my wife to death. You know, I gave up a lot of stuff when I met her, and she kind of got me right back on the course where I needed to be. But there was still that hole. You know, I was still feeling a big void. I didn't enjoy everything the way that I thought I should be. You know, I wasn't living life the way I thought I should be. I got pretty successful on my own. You know, I kind of brought myself up and thought maybe money was the answer. And it turned out money wasn't the answer. You know, I was still feeling empty. I met Chad when he came into Staples one day, and he mentioned that he was here planning a church. You know, I kind of brushed that off. Whatever, another church, great. More people who are gonna say one thing and do another. I got to talking with him more and more. I made a promise to him that I'd come to the opening service for Whitewater, and you know, I showed up that morning, and man, I was excited. Everything I saw going on around me was awesome. People were cool. You know, I was still a little nervous though. Still that fear that, you know, this isn't something that people are going to follow through on. They're going to say one thing and not do it. I got to talking a little more with Chad and Adam and Sam. You know, I'd see them around town. I'd see them at Staples, and I started to see Jesus coming through in their life, and you know, that really inspired me. It kind of made me feel like there was hope in this world for people, that those people who claim to love Jesus really could love Jesus in their life and through their actions. So I kept going to church. I started helping set up, tear down, got to talking a little more, got to go into a few things here and there with these guys, and it was awesome, man. I mean, these people were really living what they were saying, and it made me want to do the same, you know, and I came to realize one day that hole I'd been feeling all these years was a hole that only Jesus could fill. And so I jumped on the Jesus train. I got baptized March 22nd. I definitely felt the need to kill off the old Donnie. I used to go by Donnie Quest. You know, I rocked out to that name. That was my rock and roll name, and I think that on March 22nd, Donnie Quest died, and a new Donnie was born. And I'm really excited about that. I'm loving where life's headed. I'm feeling more callings. God's been speaking to me really clearly, and that's what I got for you today.